Welcome, everyone. I know it's day 3 of PlumeCon. I hope you've been having some incredible experiences, connecting with people, learning new things. Um, and just wanted to take like a quick temperature check, how people are feeling. We're gonna do some playing, we're gonna do some learning and sharing together. But before we do that, I just wanted to see maybe if you want to turn on your camera, that would be lovely. If not, totally understood. But maybe you can like give me a thumbs scale of how we're doing energy wise. Like, yeah, ready to, yeah, okay, there we go. There's also, yeah, you can do the like reactions, some and it's like it's really fine to be any of those ways. It's just kind of helpful, like for yourself to do a little check-in and be like, wait, I forgot because I was a robot in a computer screen for 3 days in a row, or maybe longer if you are doing more computer stuff. Um, but sometimes it's helpful to remember the vessel we reside in. And it's good, yeah, good to know how people are doing. We got some meh, we got some people who are learning a lot. We got some like yes and some like eh. I think that's helpful to know for me, for you, for each other too, as we're like in this next session together and are able to maybe care for each other. If some of us are maybe the ones who are like this can give a little extra, you know? Great. Welcome to Play with Your Queerness. I'm super, super glad that you all are here and have joined me for this session. Um, this is like inherently a pretty interactive session and kind of is one that you've probably heard this before, like you kind of get out of it what you put into it, which is totally fine. If you're like, I have nothing to give, that's really fine, and observing is a beautiful way to participate. Um, but I would love to know maybe a little bit more about who you are so that I can kind of tailor this workshop specifically for you. Because the structure of today is we're going to be playing some games. I'll be guiding us and I'll like introduce the games, describe them. We'll do some playing, sometimes in breakout rooms, and maybe in the bigger group if we want to do that. Um, and then kind of being like, whoa, what just happened in those games? And maybe is there something that we like have learned through our experience of play, through our experience of these games, that we can maybe apply to our lives or maybe our work if we are like working in the field and doing trans healthcare work. Does that kind of make sense? It's kind of I haven't seen a lot of other people doing stuff like this, so maybe it doesn't make any sense. Um, but I think it'll make sense as we begin. Cool. So maybe in that case, and again, invitation to turn on your camera. We will be and maybe just for some games, like if your camera's not on, maybe give me like a thumbs up or something so that we know that you want to participate. Because I don't want to put you in a room if you don't want to do it. Maybe first, yeah, would love if people could either put in the chat or if you would like to unmute yourself and share maybe a little bit about you or what you do, just so that I can, yeah, make this workshop a little bit more specific so we can get to know each other a little. Yeah, feel free to either unmute or type in the chat and I'll read it out loud. Nick is coming from BC, Canada. Cool. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Hannah.
So you're interested in just like who we are and
Kinda,
our
yeah.
so I'm okay, I'm Hannah. I live in Alaska. I'm trans femme and this was a kind of a surprise thing for me finding this PlumeCon, and I thought, well, I'll dive in and just see what's up. And here I am. I've enjoyed some of the sessions, some of them better than others. Um, I don't know what else.
No, that's great. I know because I know this is a mix. Like some people are like, I'm a healthcare person who's like doing trans healthcare, or like I don't know. And some people are like, I heard about this and am in the community and wanted to be a part of it. So that's a perfect thing to share. Thank you,
Cool.
Hannah.
So I work in our local museum, but
Oh,
and I like to ski as much as I can. So that's kind of a picture of me, I guess.
awesome. Thank you. Go
Yeah.
ahead, Alana. Or maybe not.
Anna,
So,
Alana,
Well, yeah, I came out. My egg was cracked in 22. For decades, I was in the closet. Now I'm full time and loving my life. HRT is a miracle drug, and I had to go off of it. Luckily, most of the good stuff that happens with HRT had already taken its obviously taken its toll, had already had the effects that I was hoping for. I'm not exactly sure how I exactly found out about Plume. Probably through Facebook, something of that nature, because uh, being a senior trans gal, one of I've pretty much taken care of a lot of the financial worries that I've had. Now I'm just trying to find the social aspects. And perhaps if I was searching using dating apps or something, maybe the algorithm clicked on Zoom, or who knows. I've subscribed, and when I heard about the PlumeCon, I thought it was a fantastic thing. Learned a tremendous amount in the neurodivergent meeting yesterday, when the gentleman was reading off all of the characteristics and going, "Oh my God, I'm that, I'm that, I'm that." So all of a sudden, it was like, holy moly, I had no idea. So about 70% of that entire aspect was me, which was eye opening and nice to learn. And yes, thank you you're welcome. Also, I'm not sure if the people in the group know about PFLAG. I'm a member of the local chapter of PFLAG. I took down all the names and all the numbers, and I'm going to be sharing the information with my PFLAG group locally, hopefully more than locally, maybe can share it in a broader swath, because the synergies of all of the different groups, I think, is part of how we also reach critical mass, that we don't have all of these little smaller entities, that we speak as much as possible with one large common voice. And the more we share our unity and share our knowledge, it will give us the strength to fight back, which is what we all need to do.
awesome. Thank you so much, Alana. Yeah, thank you for that introduction and the info. I'm really glad. It seems like, yeah, I couldn't really tell before who was coming to this and who was in the room, but it seems more like community members, which is really nice to be among community. That's beautiful. Okay, I'm gonna read some folks who introduced themselves in the chat. Ash said, I'm currently a college student who's working jobs on one campus and the other is an online tutoring job. I am a trans man. Um, and Terry is from Tahoe, is trans female and an artist. Nick is on the journey of delving into his transness. He says, I met people who just know what it's like, hearing stories that tell about uniqueness as individuals. And I asked another like side question is what, maybe why did you choose this workshop? And I think that's what he said. I want to have fun. We should get to have fun too. I know a lot of people talk about talk about the fight. And I feel like we do a lot of that. And sometimes, yeah, play is resistance and revolution. We'll talk a little bit about that. Our joy and fun is important. Renee says, hello, I'm Renee. I'm in Arizona. My pronouns are she, her. I am trans female, just starting to explore transitioning, so I'm here to listen and learn. I'm not out except to one friend so far and still in my nervous, scared, and awkward, curious, at the same time excited phase. Aw. So please excuse my shyness and reserve participation. Totally understood. I've kept this part of me repressed my entire life and decided at 61 years old I was running short of time to explore this part of me. So I started, I'm sorry, okay. So I started HRT with Plume a few months ago, but stopped after a couple months as the physical manifestations, while exciting, started very rapidly, much faster than I expected, and I got nervous. I'm currently considering starting HRT again. I'm glad Plume put this conference together. Helps me not feel quite so alone anymore. I really do appreciate every one of you being here. Thank you. Beautiful. Awesome. Thanks, y'all. Yes, and again, there's no correct way to participate. This workshop is very much just to hear each other, see each other, play a little bit, and maybe see if we can I use play in a lot of different ways to like practice certain interpersonal skills. Like I do this a lot actually with healthcare providers who work with queer folks, to help them learn things like active listening, and stuff like that. So, yeah, we can maybe see if what we're learning as we're playing can translate to our lives to make our lives sweeter, more connected. Um, Great. Sandra says, I'm trans female. I live in Ohio, combat veteran, been with Plume almost 6 years. Wow, awesome. Cool. Okay. Um, so I think it's really important, especially I know there are some people coming in, some people leaving, folks who want to like say hi, have their cameras on, folks who want to have their cameras off. That's all good. But I would really like to create some sort of like group agreements. I know group agreements I usually do with a group that I see multiple times. You know, we're able to edit things and get to know each other a bit. Um, and I know this is the only time this group of people will ever be in the same Zoom room together, which is kind of sweet. Um, and magical. But I would still like to create some sort of agreements of how we want to be together in this space, how we want to treat each other, and maybe if you need, it's basically also if you need anything to help you feel safer or more comfortable playing in the space, or anything that you need for access. And maybe if it's like I don't know. We can maybe help you with certain access things for Zoom. Um, but yeah, oh, sorry, I'm gonna read out one more introduction and then we'll do some agreements. Hi, I'm Damien, he, they, trans mask, I think a gender flux, and from New York. A veteran from the Air Force and planning to go to college next year, looking for community, HRT, and working to get top surgery. Found my identity in my early teens, but not fully out yet. Joined Plume recently. Welcome. Um, and I'm curious, would people feel more comfortable if the session wasn't being recorded? Um, I know that was something that I had previously asked for. I just want to check. Maybe if you want to give me like a thumbs up or type in the chat, especially if you're like feeling like you don't want to be on camera, especially if you're being recorded. I just want to check. Um, yeah, some people say it's okay. Um, okay. I just wanted to make sure that people feel comfortable. Does not matter to me. Okay. I'm just tired. So real. Okay, great. Just checking. I want to make sure everyone feels comfy and safe. Okay, so let's do it. Um, maybe, okay. Maybe yeah, we can type in the chat and I can start kind of like a doc to share for our little group agreements. It doesn't have to be anything big and wild. Um, but I think it's important. And I can start. I think safety is always going to be of the utmost importance to me, and I recognize that safety means something different for all of us. Um, And like I'm talking first and foremost about your physical body. I know we're in our own spaces, but like if you need to move somewhere to be safer, or I don't know, if for some reason you feel so called to jump up and we're gonna maybe do something kind of physical, like please take care of yourself. Or when you need to, like go to the bathroom, take a break, you don't have to ask. Like take care of yourself. Yeah. That's like a safety thing. And emotional safety. If you're like, I need to be camera off, I just want to watch, or like I just want to participate how I want to. Does that sound, and agreement only is an agreement if we all agree to do it. Yeah, can you maybe give me like a verbal, like if you have your camera on, maybe a thumbs up, or like some sort of, we can agree to be safe. We can do that for ourselves and each other. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay. Safety. Ooh, cute. Great. Cool. Um, and something that often comes up when I teach these kind of workshops are people are really feeling judgmental of themselves, like often more so than others, like maybe worried about being judged. If because being silly is kind of vulnerable, no? Like to play is a little vulnerable. Um, so yeah, I think maybe like a lead with curiosity. I feel like it's really hard to be judgmental if you're really curious. I don't know. How does that sound? You can like maybe type in the chat if you're like, I don't know about that, or like, what does that mean? I don't know. How does that sound? Maybe we don't, and a non-judgmental moment. Yeah, you're like, I don't know. Yeah, agree. Okay. And also like with all of these things, like just I don't know, what happens if we try it? The question is we are talking about group agreements, and like just what we would need to feel more comfortable and safe playing in the space. I already asked if people were okay if we recorded the session, and again, if that changes, like let me know. Um, but we said for this question, um, like leading with curiosity instead of judgment. How does that sound to people? That was the question. I got some thumbs ups. I didn't see any thumbs downs. Okay, cool. What else feels important to you? What do you need? Maybe we can maybe make it happen for you. What do you need to feel safer and more comfortable playing in the space? Obviously, we have like baseline respect for people. Yeah, go ahead.
I think time and familiarity for most.
So wait, sorry, you cut out a little bit for me. What for most?
I, Time and familiarity with each other, getting more
Yeah,
comfortable being around everyone, hearing different people speak.
I love that. Yeah, recognizing that it does kind of it does take time, right? To build relationships, and we're only here for a short period of time, but like maybe let's see how we can connect. Is that am I like saying that kind of correctly?
Oh, absolutely to me.
Okay, I love that. How does that feel? Do we agree on that? Recognizing, yeah, it takes time to build relationships. We've got, but like let's give each other the time. I love that.
I mean, a
Thanks.
lot of I think I'm kind of new to this, so I'm shooting from the hip here, but I think a lot of us are natural introverts as well, and we're also nervous about the change we're going through, and so it's kind of hard to speak up publicly, and we're it's I think it's just it's a difficult step for a lot.
Yeah. I really appreciate that. And thank you for saying that. Because I think what's really special is that a lot of us here have a sh like at least on some level a shared experience that is really important to us. And like to feel maybe like maybe in a group full of other trans people feeling more comfortable stepping out a little bit.
Oh,
Maybe this is a
absolutely.
cool place to try.
It has helped me a lot, and I just want to let everyone know I'm not usually the one to take part in something like this and speak up, but this has made it real easy for me to do so. And the more I've done it, the easier it's been every time I've spoken up.
Okay, Daisy. That's really beautiful. Thank you. Yeah, I think a lot of life is just practice and then having an experience and being like, wait, that was fine. The thing that I was really afraid of, like sometimes is not fine, but sometimes like that was okay. And actually really beautiful and connecting and like leads to, yeah, maybe leads to something you couldn't have imagined for yourself. Cool. Yeah, and I'm really grateful that all of you chose to be in this session. I know it mentioned like this is an interactive session, we're doing playtime, and just to even show up is pretty epic. I know there are a lot of people in the chat saying that they're huge introverts, like Daisy guessed they might be.
I have a
Beautiful.
thought to break free of that too, just to throw out at everybody. Um, really, y'all, what do you have to be scared of? You are a shard of the source of light, and you're driving a skeleton filled with meat, riding a rock that's hurtling around a giant ball of fire. What do you got to be scared of? We're not going to be here forever. None of us are. Um, you only have time, and it's ticking away. So don't be scared.
Thanks, Daisy. Yeah, the more I do this play work, and like I go to a lot of like conferences with like big fancy doctors and businessmen who are like, I don't know, have a lot of walls. I have those guys barking like dogs in 5 minutes. People are hungry for connection. I feel like it can be really vulnerable to open yourself up because of fear. And like that fear is real.
I'm
And
sorry,
also
girl. I'm a
like
princess. You ain't gonna get me to bark like a dog.
that doesn't have to be what you do. That's just for those businessmen. But it's the like, yeah, opening yourself up is can be really scary, but there's also immense amounts of joy and connection that is like waiting at the other side. Um, yeah, I'm not promising no pain, but the pleasure is there tenfold. Yeah. Yes. And cool, maybe to get it seems like I'm noticing a theme that a lot of people have said out loud and typed in the chat, but like kind of being like this is a whole new like n now that I've transitioned, I'm living this. I like, maybe I'm more scared to interact. And Jenny said I used to do teaching with thousands of people. That was before coming out. Like things that maybe, yeah, feel scary to do once again. Maybe there are ways to dip your toe into it. You don't have to go teach in front of thousands of people again tomorrow. Like maybe there are
What's
ways.
the worst that can happen?
It's a good point. And what's the best, you know?
That too.
Okay. Any other things? What else would make you feel safer or more comfortable playing in the space? Imagine your audience naked. So true. Scandalized. Um, yeah, I think that's great. And Hannah said this is a whole new and awesome to know we're all on the spectrum. Real. Yeah, I think connecting more with like learning more about yourself and your neurotype and your brain and body and like there's a lot of new information. It's a lot to digest maybe as is being a person all the time, right? Like there's always something new. Life is change. Okay. Does this feel complete for now? Enough? It's like let's just do it. Let's just play. Okay, great. Okay, so I'm gonna stop sharing my screen so we can see each other again. Um, there are a few games I kind of am gonna have to restructure a bit because I was kind of counting on some more cameras, but some of these games are like very camera heavy. But maybe first, as an invitation into your body, sometimes it can be scary to be in our bodies and be like, what is this telling me? Or like, what's going on? But I would love if you would like to take it to invite you into your bodies, and I'll do like a quick body scan. So wherever you are, I'd invite you to get like as comfortable as possible. We're gonna do this for maybe 60 seconds. Um, so maybe you're really comfy right where you are in your chair. Maybe you're like, I'm gonna go duck down and lay on the floor. My bed's like right there. Like the goal right now is to get as comfortable as you physically can. So yeah, take a sec, do that, adjust, settle. Maybe it's like shaking out your body for a sec. And I'm gonna lead us in, yeah, a 60-second body scan. So if you'd like, you can close your eyes or kind of settle your gaze onto a soft place. Maybe put your eyes down or look at something nice. And if you can imagine this like glowing orb of light, and it's right above your head. Maybe it has a color, maybe it doesn't, but you can kind of feel this energy above your head. And as the orb sinks down into your head, this is kind of where you're bringing your attention. So maybe just, yeah, just bring your attention to your head. And as like maybe thoughts or feelings or sensations come up, that's beautiful. Just kind of notice them and let them pass, ideally non-judgmentally, because we did agree to do that. And as you're noticing your head, maybe you notice some sensations like your ears are tingling, or maybe you have a headache. Just notice. And the glowing ball goes down into your neck, noticing if anything comes up there, our throat, the place from which we speak. Yeah. And the ball lowers down into your shoulders. Maybe your shoulders relax a little bit. But just noticing. And remember to breathe as the ball sinks lower into your chest. And noticing any sensations in your heart, any pain, any joy. Just kind of taking stock that they're there. Maybe you start to feel into your back space. Maybe your back is being supported by the chair, by the ground. Feel that. Just notice. Ball goes down into your stomach, where all of your organs are. So much life stuff happening in there. And breathe as the ball sinks down into your hips, in your butt. Feel that, hopefully supported by the ground, by your chair, anything. And as the ball goes down into your legs, like your upper thighs, noticing any prickles or tingles. And it sinks down into your knees and up over the tops of your shins. And as you breathe, let it sink even lower down to your feet. Maybe you feel your feet grounded onto the floor or somewhere cozy. Notice the temperature. And as the ball goes from your feet back into the earth, you can kind of start to wake up slowly with that embodied knowledge. Just to check in with yourself and be like, what's happening in this vessel of mine? I have to live there every day. Yeah. Yeah. Come back to us whenever you're ready.
Nicely done.
Oh, thanks, Stacey. Yeah. If anyone, maybe if you want to share in the chat or unmute yourself and maybe share what that was like for you, or if anything came up that you want to share with the group. It's okay if not. Hannah said, very relaxing and comforting. It's nice to just zone out for a minute or two. Oh, okay, wait. In the morning there was an Ozma thing like this. Oh, something, sorry, something. That was a typo. I was like, what's an Ozma thing? Something like this. So it was nice to do something like that again. Cool. Oh, thanks, Alex. Alex likes my voice. I have been given that feedback before, and it's the testosterone, honestly. It helps a lot. Scott, good voice. I made it myself. Thank you. Um, but I just think it's really important sometimes. Sometimes it can, at least for me, it can feel really scary to be in my body. But I think especially as queer and trans people, it is really important for us to be able to do that sometimes and connect with ourselves. And like it is a pretty radical thing to be connected to your body. We are often and pretty intentionally like disconnected from our feelings, from our body to keep us kind of complacent and doing our jobs and, not always feeling. So it's important. Oh, okay. Yeah, honestly, Alex, if you know a way I can get into ASMR, uh, if it pays well, that would be great. Okay. Um, cool. Just a little invite into the body before we play. I would love to do a game in some breakout rooms. And I'm curious, I know we have a bunch of folks here. This will be a partner game. I can explain it first so you can decide if you want to play. This is just like a warm up to get us into our silliness. And also, a big theme of the games I want to play are about acceptance and connection. So acceptance of ourself and others and connection. Those are the main things. So this first game is called What a Gift. And the way that you play it is super silly, super simple. One person, one partner, the first partner, will give their partner a gift. And maybe it's some sort of like neutral offer. It could be like, here's your coffee, or like, it's a nice day outside, or, just a neutral like observation, or like it can be a real gift. And the receiver will receive it with, if they want, some big emotion. And it could either be like, oh my God, my coffee, you've brought me my coffee and I can't survive without that. And I love you. Thank you for getting me my coffee. Will you marry me? Whatever. Can be big. Or it can be like, my coffee, if I drink this hot coffee, my tongue will burn. Like it doesn't have to be a positive emotion or a negative emotion, just whatever comes up, but maybe make it a little big just for silliness and to see how it feels. Um, and then you'll switch. and then the person who received will give a gift. Um, that's all. That's the warm up. So, maybe if you would like to play and be in a breakout room, you don't have to turn your camera on to do this. Ideally, probably microphone though. If you would like to play, maybe give me like a little hand raise or yeah, if yeah, great. And if your camera's off also. Okay, great. Okay, cool. I just don't want to put you in a room if you're not. Okay. Okay. Let's see. Great. Um, okay. Sorry, I'm just collecting everyone. Okay, great. All right. And maybe actually could you give me like a no thank you if you don't want to? And I can also check in the breakout rooms. Okay, cool. Thanks. Just want to make sure. Um, okay, great. How about this? Um, sorry, I was trying to think of. Okay, how about this? I'm gonna make 6 breakout rooms and maybe join one. And if you see that there's someone there who doesn't have a partner and you want to play, join them in the room. How's that sound? So if you go to breakout rooms, you should see that there are 6 open rooms, and you can maybe see if how many. Can you see how many people are in them? No.
Yes, we can.
Oh, okay. So then, yeah, go, yeah. So maybe join one that either has 0 or 1 person in it. And then if you want to play, that's how you'll get in your pairs. Yeah, great. And go ahead and do it whenever you're ready. Epic. Awesome. Oh, okay. Stellan, I can assign you to one. Um, got it. Now you should be good. I can also help you, Damien. Gotcha. We gotta, let's see. We need one more person to play for Hannah. Maybe I'll put Hannah in. Okay, cool. One sec. Okay. And while the rest of you are waiting, let's see. Yeah, maybe you can take a break, get really comfy. Yeah, feel yourself getting cozy and curious. And we'll play some games in the bigger room, so that maybe you can observe. Um, yeah, that's a great way to participate. And maybe in the meantime, if you have any questions, you can type them in the chat. Um, yeah, I do a lot of work with trans, well, people who are healthcare providers who work with trans people. Um, and yeah, we use like improv and play to work on skills that they don't get taught in school, which I mean, I'm sure you all have had your own experiences with trans healthcare providers. Oh, let me see. Renee, would you like me to move you into a room to play? You'll go to the bottom there, the bottom of your screen, it should say more, with three dots. So you'll click on that, and there should be a place there, or it should say breakout rooms at the bottom. And then you'll click breakout rooms. I'm wondering if, yeah, maybe we could get,
Yeah.
yeah,
So
mod.
Renee, with it should be something at the bottom that says breakout rooms, or it should be like a red, I'm sorry, I'm losing my voice, but a red dot that signals for you to go into the room. If not, me or Jesse can place you in the room if that's best for you. Just let us know. Oh, okay, I see it now. Awesome. Awesome.
Good.
Awesome.
Awesome. Thank you. Yeah. Yeah, I'm curious while we wait for them if anyone has maybe questions or thoughts about like how they're, sorry, my gosh, incorporating like play into their life. Something I'm curious about.
I know for me, I'll speak, even though I'm probably not supposed to be speaking, but for me, are you asking that question broadly or?
Yeah,
Oh,
I know.
okay.
I just as kind of a thought, I know a lot of the
Yeah.
folks who yeah, who are not in the rooms are like yeah, listening, but I just wanted to pose it as a thought question. I would love to hear your answer.
Yeah. So for me, I have a dog, and so um she's older, but you would never be able to tell. So I do a lot of play with her. I um tend to do a lot of nostalgic things. So things that remind me of those good moments, I guess you could say, as a child. Um, Even some of the food that I choose to eat, I make nostalgic lunchroom food, Um, and so for me, I agreed with what you said at the beginning, um, we are consistently fighting, right? And me as a person of color, that I don't have a choice but to fight, right? But it's exhausting. It's really exhausting and draining. And so play for me is healing and liberating, something even as simple as coloring or just dancing, Yeah, yeah. I love like me and my fiance, he is such a big kid. Um, we'll like literally run around the place like playing tag, just like little stuff. So yeah, yeah.
I love that. Thank you. Yeah, thank you so much for sharing that. That's really beautiful. And I think there's so many ways to incorporate that into your life, like in your relationships, it sounds like, and like the foods you're eating, like being able to, yeah, when you're able to make those choices, um, it's really important to do that. Yeah, it can't be all fight all the time. Like, that's so exhausting. There
It
needs to be
is.
some regenerative rest. And
Yes.
play is a form of rest.
Yes. Yes.
So yeah, sometimes we need sleepy rest and sometimes, because like not all rest is the same, right?
Yes, I agree. I
I
agree.
read the book Rest is Resistance. That
Stop
book?
it. I
Trisha
read it
Hersey?
too.
I love that book. That
Stop
book
it.
is right. And she
Yes.
was saying that her
Yeah.
grandma taught her grandma would say, because her grandma would rest in this rocking chair, I think for like 30 minutes every day. That was like her time. And she
Yeah.
wasn't sleeping, but she was like eyes closed in the
Yes.
chair. And when she as a kid asked her grandma, like, what are you doing?
Uh-huh.
Um, the grandma said, like, not all shut-eye is sleep.
Yes.
Like,
That is so true. That
and
was
it,
like a light bulb went off in my head when I read that. Yeah. Yeah.
yes.
Thank you, Jenny. It took years, a lot of trial and error, lots of trial and error, but he is um yeah, he's an amazing guy. Yeah.
Jenny's spiral graphing? I don't know what that is, but it sounds really cool. Wow. Um, okay, I'm gonna send these folks back. Okay. Um, yeah, when they come back, we'll do a little debrief so we can kind of maybe hear what their experience was like and um yeah, see what they learned. So stay tuned.
Rita, where are you from? I'm sorry, you're on mute, I think. I don't know if you can. Only if you want to share. You don't have to. You could like, girl, mind your own business. But
We can also help unmute you if you'd like. Yeah, if you want, maybe you can type in the chat and we can help unmute you, but I don't want to do it without your permission, obviously. Oh, yay.
No. My name is Rita. My preferred name is Bernard Elliott Smith. But yes, I am from America. I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free, but you got to pay me to work though. Tampa, Florida, more precisely, St. Joseph's Women's Hospital. Yes, ma'am.
Awesome.
Where are you on the panel from, on this group section? May I ask? You don't have to tell me.
yeah. Well, nice to meet you, Bernard. How you doing? Yes. I am I'm in Columbus, Ohio. Mhm.
It's beautiful.
I know.
Ohio.
It's been really sweet to see how many people are coming from all over and how, yeah, this conference and like has been able to connect a lot of people all over. Awesome. Well, welcome back from the rooms if you got to play the game. I am so curious. Yeah, did you get to play the game a little bit? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'm curious if anyone wants to share, you can either type in the chat or share out loud how that went.
It was fun.
Like it was fun. Yeah, do you
A
want
lot
to
of
say a
fun.
little
I thought
more?
it was groups
Say
of
a little
two.
more about that.
I thought it was
What?
groups of two. We had three in ours. Was that supposed to be only two?
There was one group with just one person, so I did move Hannah.
Oh, yeah, okay. We had three in ours. It was great.
That was my gift to you.
Well, thank y'all. Thank y'all. Yeah, we had fun. I was trying to tell people I've got some Dr. Pepper blackberry soda. It's brand new. It's really good. No,
Good.
nobody wanted to buy it.
Each their own.
Aw.
You're
What's
really
that?
muffled.
Wait, is that?
Oh, Ash, you're unmuted. Just
Oh,
wanted
my
to.
bad.
Oh, it's okay. Yeah, anyone else want to share about their experience?
Was a little kind of confusing at the beginning. Like,
Mm.
uh, I guess I'm not used to games like that.
Yeah. Okay. At the beginning, did it stay confusing or did you feel like you got the hang of it?
I kind of I think I got the hang of it. Okay, it was giving an imaginary gift. It was just at the beginning was for me wasn't clear the instructions.
Okay.
So
Okay, that's helpful feedback. Thank you. But I'm glad, yeah, I'm glad that worked out. And how did it feel? I don't know, how did it feel to receive such a gift?
depends on the gift.
How did it feel to receive what you got?
Well, at the beginning was good. The other time was kind of bad because we kind of did two. Like at the beginning, okay, where I am is snowing and it's cold. So I give them a hot chocolate. He says, "Oh, that's great." But he then give me something else back. I cannot remember what was it. He was just like, "Oh, crap."
Yeah, I think it was a blanket because it's also snowing. I'm up in the north, so we have a lot of snow.
Yeah. And it's so interesting too to sometimes be like, oh, maybe that wasn't what I wanted, but this person wanted to give it to me. And yeah, how did it feel to like give a gift?
Interesting.
Yeah, say more. What do you mean?
Um, I feel like sometimes if I like the gift, I'll keep it. But then if you don't like the gift, it's like you feel bad, but you still accept it. So like there's a part of you that maybe like, this gift isn't really me, but I guess I'll keep it.
Mm. Mm. Yeah. Did you feel like able? Because I said you could react with any emotion. Were you able to be like, ew, this is disgusting and not for me? Or were you like, no, it's nice? Like my voice just got so high. No, I like it.
I think I liked all the gifts. Truthfully, the gifts there actually were pretty. I liked them. I didn't have any issues with them.
Nice.
Well, it's just the emotional part. It's kind of what was kind of hard for me. Where you just like because I'm not used to show emotions in public, so I'm like,
Totally.
Yeah.
Totally. Yes. Yeah. Did it, yeah, I think a lot about like also I mean, a gift in improv technically is really anything that you like can notice about someone. So like body language is a huge gift. I know I'm on a screen, but if I was like this, like that's a gift. That's information, right? Versus I'm like coming to you like this. Like that is information. Or like, I call my grandma every Tuesday or whatever. And then on Wednesday you could be like, "Oh, how was grandma?" There's a generosity there of kind of no of a noticing and a sharing and the power of being seen. Something, I don't know, just a little thing to play with in our little game. It can feel awkward not knowing what others are into. Yeah, if you don't know someone, what do you give them?
Yeah, especially if you don't have any visual clues. I mean, visual
Right.
clues are enormous, like you were just pointing out with the jazz hands or the crossed hand, the tight hand grasp, this body whatever, body English.
Yeah. I mean, then I think the gift really is in their reaction. Like the learning is like, oh, they spat out my drink, or like they really loved
Yeah,
this. Like,
I mentioned to somebody I went out yesterday. It's kind of a funny anecdote. I went out with somebody um, for dinner. We went out for Thai, and I mentioned that it's a bi lady and her husband, and I was a third. And I said, next time we have a get together, no, I said next time if you want, you can be a fourth. And she took it that it was like a sexual fourth. And I'm like, whoa, totally not that. I was like, just dinner. I hadn't, I had no concept that was where she would go.
They misinterpreted your gift.
She goes, if you're really into that kind of thing, but I'm not into that sort of thing. And suddenly I'm like, oh my God, that's where she went.
Well, so much of communication. I think this is a great example, and like this game too, of communication being like this. Yeah, sometimes it's not just an exchange of information. Like you really, sometimes it can be hard to figure out what other people like and what other people
Is
need.
it Malthus, the medium is the message?
Whoa.
I mean, it literally is. I mean, I took speech class, and that's one of the things that they teach you is the amount of information that's passed on from handwriting, or now because back in the day, because I was in college in the '70s, early '70s, was
Yeah.
on paper, but even electronic paper, as opposed to like this, and even more face to face, you get the maximum if it's literally in person, but you get a
Yeah.
decent amount electronically in a Zoom meeting, but still.
Yeah. Yeah.
But also
Absolutely.
the message can be distorted.
Oh, 100%. Because the other thing is, listening and hearing are two totally different things. Because you can listen and not hear, or hear and not listen. Because
Yeah.
if you're already prepping your response to the person that they're saying, and you already have your response ready to go, as soon as they stop, you're really not listening. You're just hearing. Totally different.
Yeah, which I think this is like even a simple game like this is kind of a great way to practice
Mm-hmm.
those types of skills. Because if
Mm-hmm.
you're like already prepping, like, oh, whatever they give me, I'm gonna respond angry. But
Yep.
then they give you something and it like, and you're not even really
Yeah, you reset.
processing it.
Yeah, you reset. Yeah.
Yeah, you're not it's harder to be in the moment, which makes
Mm-hmm.
sense if we have our defenses up or we're not used to really being with ourselves
Or
or
you
in the
came into
moment.
the conversation already in a good mood or a bad mood or a neutral mood or
Yeah. Yeah. Ooh, kind of juicy just for a simple little game. I know we're actually coming to the end of our time, and I would love to finish with an activity, and if we have a little extra time, maybe one extra silly one at the end. Um, but I would love to do a bit of vision weaving, which we can do all together as a group. And I think the power of imagination again is really radical and cool. And um, I read a lot of science fiction and like Octavia Butler, who says, this is a paraphrase, not a direct quote, but like, how can we imagine a new and better world? Or how can we live in a new and better world if we can't even imagine it?
Mm.
Which I think is really true. And I think about that a lot as like transformation and becoming, and like with my own gender identity and queerness in general. I'm like, how I wouldn't be able to be anything if I couldn't imagine something else, something else. So I think this is like a final opportunity to kind of weave together our maybe like shared visions for an imagined future. And I I'm open to other prompts. The prompt that I thought of that we can do some imagining around is like a beautiful queer future. Kind of vague. I don't know. If those words seem to resonate, or if that seems like something that you want to like think about and imagine together, maybe give me a thumbs up. If you have other words or other things you'd like, please say that. Um, And what we're gonna do is I'll type this into the chat too, but we're gonna kind of do like now we're gonna imagine it and we'll use our senses. So sight, like things that you would see in this future. Maybe it's like as simple as people hugging. I don't know. Or like whatever you see in the beautiful queer future. Something you would hear, something you would smell, something you would touch, something you would taste. What it feels like, what it sounds like, what it smells like. Does that make sense? And nothing is right or wrong. It can obviously be like everyone's wearing colorful clothes, or we all look like ourselves. And it can also be like it smells like fresh baked cookies, you know? Like whatever this, it can be as direct or indirect as you want. So you're welcome to kind of again close your eyes if you want, get comfy, and feel free to start typing in the chat or unmute and um and share.
Okay, you're in Grandma's kitchen and you are baking and you're helping Grandma, and you're still a kid and you're helping Grandma cook or bake, whatever it is your favorite thing. And you're enjoying the process of mixing everything and the stirring and the measuring and getting it all into the pan. And then you enjoy the smells of the bread or the cookies or, you know, the roasted chicken, the stew, and then tasting it. So you're enjoying the tastes. And then eventually you're sharing it with the whole family for fill in the blank for whether it's Thanksgiving or Christmas or New Year's or birthday for the event, and also being able to bask in the glow, knowing that you were a big part of what everybody's now enjoying. So it's your artistry that made this.
Renee says I smell fresh baked bread. Ash says I see my friends hugging me. Hannah says I see smiles. Anna says receiving hugs.
Mm-hmm.
Sandra says I see everybody just being comfortable without worries. I smell clean air in every city. Alex says I can feel the softness of the dough in the pan. It feels like people having what they need.
It's going into the past and nostalgia, because if you go into the past, you are not in the place where we are now with all of the, sorry for the Yiddish, for all the tourists that we're dealing with, and you're in a place where it's safe and warm.
Everyone can rest as much as they need. And you can say as many as you want. Yeah. I see people acknowledging the need for one another and acting on it without reservation. Beautiful. Yeah, feel free to like heart people's messages and support each other. Sandra says, I see a nice tropical island. Yeah. Yeah, it feels warm.
Oh yeah, being on a beach with a blue drink would definitely be a nice thing. I don't
Maybe
know.
all
That would scare away people seeing me in a bikini. That might be a little bit scary for the others.
they'll have their blue drink. Well, yeah, this is the future. This is the beautiful queer future we want, where we all wear
Oh, in
bikinis
the
and
beautiful
everyone
future, I would weigh 50 pounds less.
may we all be healthy. Yeah, maybe these are really beautiful. You can keep putting them in the chat if you'd like. You can maybe go through and see what people have written. There's a lot of really sweet things here, and some of these things I feel like are possible and actually are already happening, right? Bread. My partner's a baker, so I'm very lucky. I eat a lot of
I
bread.
mean, I've worn a bikini before, but it wasn't in a tropical island. And I've been in a tropical island, and that was when I was the other person. So
Yeah.
This time it would be a tropical island being this fabulous person. Yes, definitely.
Yes. I love. Yes, absolutely. Yes. Some of these things are right, the clean air thing that we're working on it. Like these it's just important to be able to even if we're like that's not something that we've experienced before, but we can imagine it. And it seems like with all of the people hearting other people's messages and I saw a lot of like nods in agreement. Like you're not alone in this vision of this beautiful future that we can share together. And I think sometimes it's just powerful to be reminded of that. And like I know it can feel scary to kind of go into the future and um, be uncertain of what's going on. But to be able to really dream and imagine, again, is vulnerable work, but I think is really where the magic happens. How do we build a new world if we can't imagine it? So play, yeah. Please don't take your play for granted. I'm proud of you all for trying something on, even if you've never done anything like this before. That's really cool. You rock. Thanks for letting me see you and each other. Um, And I know it's like the end of our time. I'm gonna stay on after for a bit for like Q&A type stuff, but if you want to keep chatting or um yeah, please let me know. I'm here. If you want to like debrief, I'm such a verbal processor. I need to be like, this is what this felt like or this is what happened. So if you want to do that at all, you can. You don't have to. But yes. Thank you
It's
all.
good.
I know we went a couple minutes over time.